on the stage that you are not a big fan of horrors, that you're scared of horrors.
Yes, when I met Argento in 1982, I never saw a movie. I didn't see any movie of him, and he was very amused. But I must tell you that Dario, at that time, he was scared too. And when I went to see a movie with him, or Brian De Palma, do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes? I think so.
Guys, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. When I went to see a movie with him after Tenebrae, we became friends, and he was hiding behind me.
Oh.
Yes! He was so scared, so he knew what I meant. And so yes, when I met him for Tilde, for this character, Tenebrae, I didn't see, I told him I didn't know him as a director, I knew his name. And then Dario was very kind with me from the first moment, and he understood that Tilde was the character he wanted to give me, and so I did this movie. But in that moment, there was a French director, a young girl, that was preparing a movie for her school of cinema, and we in Paris we did a movie at night where this leading role meets somebody it was a short movie, meets somebody in the garage with the cars, and is a killer, and so in the middle of the night she starts to run and through the places where kind of abandoned places in Paris, and he has to follow me. He will follow me because he wants to kill me because he saw me. So in that short movie, I had the chance to rehearse a lot of feelings of really fear and anguish, and so that it was very helpful to do Tilde in Tenebrae. And doing the role is very easy and is not scary at all, and especially with Argento that knows everything, it's been really very easy, very good.
Dario Argento is such an artist. No?
Yes.
And in some ways a genius, because he sees a world a little bit different than a normal person.
Well, it's funny because I am now much older, and in my life I must say the two people I knew more in my career were Dario Argento and Federico Fellini. Amazing. This is because I then had a chance to see them a lot in real life and to know them really well. For instance, we were speaking about Caligula. Tinto Brass is a wonderful director. I never saw him in his private life after that. But Dario I saw very well. So I also argue a lot with Dario. I also argue a lot with him. But he is lots of fans don't like the latest movies, and I understand why, because I think the first movies were really beautiful and interesting, and his fans obliged me to see many of them. and I wasn't scared, maybe because I knew him more and more, maybe for that reason. But he's a person that always you feel that is special. So yes, I think there is some genius in him. Yeah, and I think he's very special, the fact that all my life I really saw him a lot, and I have this with me, and also about Fellini.
You have very warm feelings as well.
Yeah, it is an experience that you don't forget, because I don't know, Federico Fellini, when you saw him, you felt that something was special. And Dario, I had more time through the years, to see him again and again. And yes, I think he also is very unusual person, and somehow poetic, but also crazy, and also very, very innovative. So he is somebody that always likes something new and a little bit out of conventions, and so out of norm, and in that way it was very important in my life to see him as much as I do. And also he's very warm. For instance, send a text to Dario, and Dario called me right away saying, "Oh, I'm so happy, and I hope this marriage will last." I don't think so. I hope so. But no, it's very nice. So yeah.
So do you think that your work with Dario Argento influenced the rest of your career? Do you think that was like the moment when...
You know, this is an interesting question because when I did Tenebrae, I was working very much in other movies, and I did some leading roles from my first movie, and then Italia Man Armata, then came Caligula, then came Sandokan, and other French movies, Belmondo and all that. And so when he offered me Tilde, I thought it was just one role of the movie because there were so many other women, right? So I was very surprised around 2013 to hear fans of Tenebrae saying, "Oh, we want to have an interview with you," because I said, "But yeah, but I did a small role." And he said, "No, Tilde is just like staying in our. So in a way, I was surprised to see the reaction of what Tilde or what this character gave. But I have stories with some amazing directors and actors, because imagine that I work with Jean-Paul Belmondo and Malcolm McDowell and Colin Firth and many amazing talents among the director, but also actors. And when you work with the fantastic actors, it's all very easy. Very easy.
So,
Yeah.
so what is your fondest memory of working with one of those actors? I think working with Belmondo must have been
Exactly.
amazing.
I remember Jean-Paul Belmondo. He chose me actually because in the movie The Guignolo, they were looking for an Italian role, but they thought it wasn't good for me, and so they gave me the French woman. And he was so generous, you know. He wasn't the kind of wanting him always the attention. He was always very special. So now that Alain Delon is not with us anymore, I don't know. I never knew Alain Delon, but I think that Belmondo gave such an example in his life of his smile, and you know, yes, Belmondo is probably the actor that surprised me most, also because he never really followed the script. So he follows a bit and then he improvises, and then he also I don't know he also created some scenes to have fun. Yeah, so he made mistakes, and so it was very special.
So he just read the script and improvised a lot.
Yes, because you have almost to follow him.
Okay.
And there is a scene in the Guignolo where Jean-Paul changes the phrase, and I continue, but then we burst out laughing, yeah? And the director chose that one. So one fan told me, "Mirella, but was this in the script?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Yes, because it's so spontaneous, yeah?" So yeah, Belmondo was amazing. And then Colin Firth is also an interesting actor. Malcolm McDowell also, and Anthony Franciosa in Tenebrae, I thought he was fantastic too. Yeah, so very many.
Yeah, you're very blessed with working with a lot of amazing talent.
This is it, yes. I think that since a young age, that was what struck me in a person, and the talent is always something I recognize and I like. And also I had, even in Caligula, one day I had Eddie Adams, who is an amazing photographer, and he created this image of the role that stayed in some DVDs and things like that. And then again, you feel that the photographer, it was amazing. And so, yes, this is true. It's a long time ago. It's years and years ago. But it was a world where the art was still very alive, and I'm sure now too. But you have to be more picky maybe now to see. But in those times, there was a lot of research in doing some product that was really worth, something. Yeah. So I had the chance to see so much talent around.
And you did mention that nowadays the art is a little bit different. Why do you think it is? Because my opinion is, I think we are a little bit spoiled and ruined by internet. So because we have so much access and so much choice, it's not that easy to find those diamonds and those pearls, because it's just so much of everything. Or maybe it's something different. What do you think?
Well, I think that I'm sure that there is a lot of talent still around, and there are some actors and directors I really admire. But just to say one little thing, when I was younger, I started as a model, and after a few years, maybe I was 21, I stopped because I thought acting was different than modeling. But now it's all like red carpets, yeah? And so in the soul of an actor you see a bit less, not always, but less, and it's more like a TV and all this, which is also beautiful products in TV. So I'm sure that there is, I can see there is still a lot of, but it's a different thing, yeah? So let's say this is, I think it's very important to be modern and to know the present time, so to welcome all the new. But I think maybe I had a touch, or I lived a moment of a special cinema. Yeah, I think
because it was. I think it was more about passion and telling the story and showing the characters.
Yes.
And now it's a little bit about money and products and something that people can easily buy and get.
An example, for instance, the Michael Sarrazin, who is also, I work with him, and he's a director of photography of Alan Parker. We did maybe 12 movies with Alan Parker. He was saying, you know, in the old times we were shooting, and then you don't know what you did, yeah, because you have 2 or 3 days to wait to see what you did, and so you wait these 2-3 days. Wondering if you did the right scene in the right way or something, and then not so easy you could do it again. No, because you put all the energy, no? And then magic comes after 3 days, you see the material. So now you can see right away, and he said it's more practical, but that magic, it was lost. Also, I think I have known Federico Fellini, who recreated the sea in the studio, where the sea was maybe just like 10 minutes by car, maybe half an hour. He recreated everything in studios, in Cinecittà, Teatro Cinque, and so yes, it was different. There were different times, but I don't want to say it's worse now. It's just very, very different.
And I think Italian cinema and cinematography was a little bit more prominent, like it had more importance in the world. Because right now we're overflown with everything American.
Absolutely.
With all due respect to American cinema, it's all good.
Yeah.
But I think in Europe we had more Italian, more Spanish, and Italian movies. Like everybody was looking at Italy to show us the art. So
yes, and I was saying in the car today, for instance, for an actress, I remember that you used to meet the director, right? And so the director, when he met you, he had other ideas maybe, you know, he saw you one way, but when he met you, maybe he said, okay, maybe I read this, I read that, you know. But now it's all casting directors, it's all like internet, it's all like videos done not professionally. So it is different, it's completely different. But in those times, it happened to me many times when I met the director, by knowing me, he would change some things of the role, and he would maybe decide that actress or that actress himself because of his script. But also, maybe there were times where the director wrote his own story more.
That's true, yeah, that's true. And my dear audience, just remembering that if you guys have a question, you are more than welcome to come to the microphone and ask it. Don't be afraid. I'm pretty sure that Mirella is not biting. I don't think you bite. No?
No, I don't bite.
Not today, not today.
No.